Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about another kind of appendage on the chest of insects, wings. Previously, we have learned that the insect chest is divided into prothorax, middle thorax, and posterior thorax, respectively, the anteropodium, middle foot, and posterior foot. On the dorsal sides of the thorax and posterior thorax in insects, there are fore and hind wings, respectively. So let's talk about insect wings today. The wings of these insects, if you look at them, what are their characteristics? Yes, most insect wings are triangular in shape. So since it is a triangle, there must be the concept of side and angle. For the convenience of research, we usually call the forward side the leading edge, the backward side is called the trailing edge, and the outward side is called the outer edge. The angle between the leading edge and the trailing edge is called the shoulder angle, which is very similar to the shoulder of our human arm and the body link, so connected. The concept of the shoulder angle is relatively easy to understand and remember. The angle between the leading edge and the outer edge is called the parietal angle because it is relatively far away from the insect's body, as if it were pushed out. The angle between the outer edge and the back edge is called the hip angle because it is in the direction of the insect's tail. The wings of insects are mostly membranous, like the wings of dragonflies and bees, like a thin film. There are many veins on it, which act as a support for the wings. Some insects, such as butterflies and moths, cover their wings with a layer of brightly colored scales that combine to form a variety of beautiful patterns. With well-developed wings, insects extend their range of activities and thus increase their ability to survive. So there are so many kinds and numbers of insects that they become the great families of the world. In addition, the shape and texture of insect wings are important bases for insect classification. The wings of insects are the same as the feet. Depending on the species of insects, the texture and shape of the wings vary greatly, and their functions are also varied. Among them, the wings like bees are all membranous, smooth, and transparent, called membranous wings. Beetles such as chafers, whose horny forewings protect only the body and hind wings and cannot be used for flight. These wings are called elytra. The front wing of pentatomid is very special. The base is hardened, the end is membranous. This kind of texture like splicing, called hemelytra. The front wings of locusts are leathery, covering the membranous hind wings, called covering wings. The membranous wings of the butterfly moth are covered with numerous scales, called lepidopterous. The long, narrow, membranous wing of a species of thrips with many elongated hairs at the edges. The hind wings of flies and mosquitoes are even more special, and they are degraded into small rods. This shape is certainly not able to be used for flying, but they can help insects balance their bodies when they fly, so they are also called balance rods. Think about it. How difficult is it for us to swat flies and mosquitoes with our bare hands? And that's precisely because they have this pair of balance rods that enhance their flying skills. Okay, that's all for today's lesson on insect chests. Let's review it again. The chest is the center of movement of insects, and it plays an important role in insects. The chest is divided into prothorax, middle thorax, and posterior thorax, followed by the forefoot, middle foot, and posterior foot of insects, in which the middle thorax and posterior thorax are followed by the forewing and posterior wing of insects. The texture and shape of the wings vary greatly from species to species. Next, you go to the campus to find out what types of wings the insects around you have, and take photos and upload them to the learning platform to share with you. Okay, that's all for today. See you next time.